Alterator boys. All right, how's it going? How are we doing, folks? Let that gameplay run in the background, and I'm gonna push this over here because why not? All right, so I think we're good to have another good session today. 11 day for keepers, indeed, Raichi. There's like no music here at all. All right, we're good. I'm not really sure how to make myself louder, but it is what it is. Xbox doing something Netflix can't. People paying for their subscription 3 years in advance. Genius. Mate, that's what I did. Listen, we're going to get into the topic about the whole situation with Game Pass Ultimate and the emails going round. I would be really wary. I have a video out already that kind of discusses this, but short end of the stick, don't click on anything in those emails. Go to the website itself. The last thing you want to do is have your whole account compromised and you lose your digital library. Don't do it. I did, Brandon. I did. I appreciate it. Uh, Byron, I jumped on real quick because my house was being demolished. Apparently, I hadn't been in there for like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever it is, or is it 3 months? So, after if you don't use the house, it gets demolished. So you have to enter it once a thing. And I got the email just now saying, "Hey, your property is up for demolition. Thanks for your service." And I was like, "No!" Quickly logged in and reset that back to another 3 months. So there's a lot of, there's a lot of information floating around right now. I actually contacted Microsoft support and they said there is no pushback on the plan. There is no pullback at all. At least that's what the customer support told me. They said right now it appears as 15, but it will change in due course. But look, all I'm going to say is this. And this is going to cause the biggest meltdown ever, right? But if you were one of those people that canceled your auto renewal despite having 2028 subscription just to get a gotcha, if this is real, I'm guessing you are kicking yourself real hard right now. Like you are proper kicking yourself real hard. I'm subbed until January 2028 anyway, so makes no difference to me. No price increase. I'm subbed until June 2028. Anyone want to buy a PlayStation Plus? No, I'm already subscribed. Hey, Devin, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate you. How's the visual quality today, folks? It should be a lot sharper than what it was before. And I'm hoping it is better for it. It's got a much higher bitrate, so yeah, it should be good. Bags! How's it going, buddy? Are you ready for another episode of Doom and Gloom? Oh, man. I had one guy yesterday. He was mad. He was big mad. Oh, he was big mad. Okay. Tom Warren has confirmed what I thought was correct. So if you look at my video came out way before Tom Warren's statement, and my video actually said it correctly. So I'm just going to take full credit for it and saying I was right. But yeah. All right, so let's just jump into this real quick. Let's cover this story first because it's the big one, right? Everyone wants to talk about this one, so let's get into it. So we've got this information here. Recently, you heard about the changes, and apparently, at this time, these increases will only affect new purchases and will not affect your current subscription for the market in which you reside, as long as you are on auto recurring plan. So, the price hike is still coming, but you are getting it delayed. So anyone in Europe is going to get it 60 days from now, which is one of the options I said in my video. Feel free to check it out, though. You'll get it 60 days from now. So basically, you're going to get the price hike in December or January. Look, I started early just for you. And if you don't believe me, I was even telling the missus, I need to save this guy because apparently he sent the bat signal. I need to go live early. So I went live a whopping 17 minutes early. And that still ain't good enough. Not exactly. So let me explain it here briefly. Let me get paint up because it's going to be the easiest. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. No, don't do that. Oh shit, what did I do? Oh no. Okay, we're saved. I think we're safe. Okay, we're saved. God damn it. Are you gonna give me Windows? Okay. I don't want that. Actually, that works. I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna save it. I don't know what you are, and I don't know what you are. So you can save that too. Alright, can we not have this many things open? Save. Alright. Save. Alright, so let's do this. I need to add a new source. Alright, we're gonna do that. New source, window capture. Don't make it visible. Notepad so I can delete you later. Alright, so this should be good. So we can explain it easier this way. Alright, everyone can see my screen now, right? Let's put this up. Alright. So, if you are a new customer for Xbox Game Pass, you are going to pay £22.99 or $29.99, regardless of whether you're in the EU or America or wherever. Now, if you are a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber and disabled your reoccurring billing, you're paying the above because you're a chump. Now, if you're a Game Pass Ultimate sub with on, for the next 60 days, for the next 2 months, you are going to pay the $14.99 and $19.99. Right? Now, if you are someone like me who is subscribed to 2028, then our 60-day has already elapsed by default because the price change is happening on November the 4th. So 60 days from then would be fine. So for me, on my profile, it appears as $22.99. The price is still going up to $22.99. But what's happening now is that in EU, they need to give you notice when there's a price change. They can't just change it. So that delay, depending on, in the UK, I believe it's 60 days. Some countries might have it 90 days. Some countries might have it more or less. Depending on what part of the EU you're in, will factor based on your local laws. But that delay is what's preventing it. In the US, it's instantly effective immediately because they just don't care. Oh shit, I know exactly what photoshopped response is coming. Oh shit. Hey, Ghosty, it's how we roll. Do you know what, Ghosty? I would have used Microsoft Paint if I had the arts that kind of had that I bought my son so I could write with the pen. It would have been a lot easier, I tell you, with the spacing I've got right now. What about PlayStation Certified Gaming Legend? I mean, you definitely are a PlayStation Certified Gaming Legend. That one I will agree with. Can you guys believe it? Whichever chump works over at Microsoft social media actually called this guy a legend. It's like his head couldn't get any bigger. It's like his head couldn't get any bigger. The first thing he did was, see, I told you, and just started pasting it over consistently. Because of this, let me show you. So when I spoke to Microsoft today, the tech support, they said nothing about it. And I believe, and I still wouldn't click those emails personally, right? I just don't trust it. But this was posted just a little while ago. And if I disable this, update, Microsoft has confirmed that the Xbox Game Pass emails about delayed price hikes are genuine. Current subscribers in certain countries will continue renewing at the existing price for now, in line with local requirements. And look at this, right? I told you, it looks fishy, man. Leave it to Microsoft to send out emails from something listed as Xbox at e.xbox.com. It didn't look fishy at all. That looked crazy fishy. weird subdomain to use, but they've used it recently for UK age verification stuff. I don't know. It looked weird, so I raised it. I wouldn't click on anything. I'm still not going to click on anything because I'm just not 100% sure. But based on what Tom Warren is saying here, in the US, you're just going to pay straight up $30. If you're in Europe, you're going to get the lower tariff for the next 2 months and move on. If you have it like Gorsty and myself, where you are paying, you've already prepaid until 2028, probably by then Game Pass or God knows what's going to happen. World War III could happen for all we know. Ours is already set to $22.99. All of this makes sense. Yeah, you was. I've just never seen it. Mate, I ain't ever listening to the Xbox certified legend. Man. No, Devin, what you do, right? This is what you do, right? This is what you do. And you need to be smart about this, right? Game Pass right now in the UK, right, is £275 if you are a new customer, right? $275. Yeah? I think that's we can all agree on that. It's pretty standard. Where is this? Let me just, I know you can't see what I'm doing right now, but you will in due course. All right, here we go. Let me bring this to the side. If you're smart people, instead of paying £275, you'll pay £125, and you get 12 months Game Pass Ultimate. There are much cheaper ways to do it, and then you can buy like 3-4 of these and stack them up. So even if you've got your 3 years, these codes don't die. So if you bought another 3 on top of that after you've gone to 2028, because you can't stack past 28, 3 years is the max, you've literally got codes there waiting for you to use every year to top it back up. God knows what will happen by 2030. For all we know, we'll be playing games with rods stuck into our brains or some shit. At that point, Game Pass will be surgically implanted into our brains. We won't need anything in cloud or VR or anything. We'll just see it flashing through our retinas. Support the big corpo. But right, there are like I was saying on Monday with Boom, there are just so many cheap alternative ways to get it. Why people are going crazy and think it doesn't make sense. I mean, if you want to pay the full whack, go ahead. But as a consumer, you should always be looking at what's best for you. But yes, in Europe, though, it seems those emails are real, even though my one doesn't make sense, because my one, they got the pricing wrong, right? I mean, it's weird that they got the pricing wrong, but they actually got the pricing wrong on my one. Which, how do you get the pricing wrong? I don't get it. So yeah, for mine, it says your current plan is $44.99 when it really should be $44.97. See, there's these little discrepancies that made me think that they were real and potentially harmful. But it's good to know that, you know, these are certified, and option 4 in my video was actually correct. It's Microsoft that's like the pricing wrong. Black Knight, it's just our laws. They can't change it overnight. I mean, in the US, I'm just gonna use working as an example. If they wanted to change your working hours, they tell you pretty much today, and you have to change your hours. In the UK, they have to give me a week or 2 notice before my hours will change. They just can't change my working hours like that unless I'm on a 0-hour contract, which again, there is no protection for that because you are contracted to work 0 hours. A beautiful, beautiful American run thing. Scheme. You get 3 months for £32. Yeah, it is way cheaper. There's just no reason not to use it. And the fact is, I've been using it forever. I can't remember the last time I actually paid full price. As long as these exist, I'm going to use it. I'm not a Digimon fan, but I did like the art style, so I'm probably going to check out the demo. That's why I'm stocking up now, Steve. I'm stocking up until 2050. I'll be good. Anyone that comes after wanting to use it, well, screw them. But I'm going to be good till 2050. Those codes are good for life. Stop what? The codes? I mean, they can take them out of production, yeah. And then whatever's out there in the wild is out there in the wild, and that's it. Anything after that, there's no more new codes, so they go away. That's the only way they can stop this, by taking the cards out of production. Father's Day, birthday, Christmas. Yeah, just give me $120, guys. I'll just go buy it. Would it kill Microsoft to just let us build our sub? It's weird why they've limited to 3 years. I know Sony doesn't do that. Someone I see online, basically, they've got theirs all the way up until 2033. Their premium subscription. That's crazy. I don't know, Ghosty. This is next on the hit list that I can see. This is Atelier Reslerina. It's on Switch, PC, and PlayStation. I was streaming it not long ago, the other day. Trust in the Xbox certified legend. Oh man, we're not gonna we're just gonna hear that for the rest of eternity, aren't we? But yeah, here's the email that I got. So what was fishy to me was the whole e.xbox.com, and then the pricing here was what was weird to me. You'll be charged $68.99. I'm like, wait a minute. That's not how this works. You're charging me 2 pence more. I mean, how dare they charge me 2 pennies more? Do I really need Peppa Pig K1? Silent Hill, that's the rumor, right? That's going around right now. No, that's an email that was sent to me. And apparently it is real. Which is weird because when I asked the Microsoft support team, Earlier today, they said that is not our email. They said that's not their email. But yeah, my video was just to safeguard people's accounts today and talk through each of the possible scenarios of what could be going on. A Fortnite crew takes the piss, but if it actually works, if Fortnite crew actually does what it's supposed to do, it's going to be very lucrative for Microsoft. Not for me. I have no use for it. I think it sucks. Same as Ubisoft Classics. I'm not going to use it. But they're trying to bring in the Fortnite people. It is a legit email, apparently. Tom Warren has confirmed it. He got in contact with the actual PR team as opposed to the support team. Spark post explains why they got the price wrong then. Look, it is what it is. The price is there to stay. People thinking that they were going to do a full-on chargeback, it's not happening. You know, the deal that they've made with Epic is probably a multi-million-pound deal that will pay off in dividends over the next few years, if even maybe the next year, depending on how many people decide to come over to Game Pass for Game Pass Crew, Fortnite Crew, right? Microsoft is banking heavily on that. That's why they put Fortnite on there, because it's a massive game. And they know that people coming on there, especially if they are on the Xbox ecosystem, is going to make them a lot of money in microtransactions. This is purely a microtransactions play, by the way. Yeah, but some people won't. Gorsty, look at it this way. If they were already paying for Game Pass Ultimate, right, at $19.99, and then they're paying for Fortnite Crew, which is, I believe, $14.99. Now they get the new price for Game Pass and Fortnite Crew and save $5. So now you have a happy customer. The problem is, not everyone likes Fortnite. You're still saving, Power Boss. That's the problem. Not everyone likes Fortnite. This is a bit too high. Yeah. What is wrong with this? That's better. So yeah, the E prefix, which was in my video, which I didn't know about, is for age verification. Do you know what? I think I will just add that into my video now as a comment. Before I get a million people. Oh no, what is Chaos talking about? You know. Because people are going to get upset. Hey, come on. We do it live, people. We do it live. All right. Let me just type this out. All right. That's updated, so now people can't pry at me. All right. On the bright note, we're almost at 8,000 subs. This is amazing. We're only 70 away, so if everyone in this room double subbed, we'd actually be there. So get to it, boys. Now's the time. Now is the time. Chaos, do you know the next Xbox is a PC with an Xbox app? I still think it's going to be a hybrid. Microsoft are calling it a console. I still think it's going to be a PC that plays backwards compatible with your Series X games. That's my assumption. But we don't really have any information for it outside of that. They're making, they've done a lot of work on the overall new UI, and I think they're going to roll that out everywhere and have that as the standard for everything going forward for Microsoft. That way, everything is unified, kept the same, and it all just works. So regardless of whether you're in your next Xbox or your handheld or your cloud gaming, you are going to see the same display. But that's the thing, they said we are going to be making first party in-house consoles as well. I don't know about that, because they also followed that up, Power Boss, with PC they also followed up with devices, which in my opinion, the handheld PCs, the handheld stuff that they're releasing, like the ROG, is a device. Unless they were talking about the fridge. What's going on, Jesse? The only reason this is happening because you YouTubers are the ones that have YouTube channels that will have 3 years. It's not their problem. It's what do you mean, Jesse? I didn't get anything for free. I've been paying for it with my own hard-earned money. Steve, that's another option. It could be like they've got 2 or more generations in them as well, right? They could be talking about, Series X2, Series X3. I'm just using those as an example, but that could easily be what they're also referring to. I'm talking about the ones that go out to these events, that sit there and break bread, like these companies really care about. Look, no, I've said this multiple times. Not Microsoft, not Nintendo, not Sony. None of them give a shit about us. All they care about is your wallet. And after that, if they're not getting the stuff from your wallet, they don't care. In fact, if you watched my Game Pass video that I released not that long ago, I even said in there, no matter how harsh it sounds, those people that were getting Game Pass through the monthly reward system every month that can't get it anymore, Microsoft don't care about those people because they weren't paying any money. They just brushed them aside. Mate, I've always been as brutally honest as possible. I've never shied away from being honest. I'm a fan, sure, but I call out shit when I see it. I mean, anyone that thinks these... I mean, just look at Tim Dog. My guy got so upset that Phil Spencer didn't invite him to the boardroom to talk about the ongoings of the future of Xbox that he lost his mind. Literally. And then he followed that up by saying, "You don't understand. I broke bread with this guy." Have I seen Oreo? No. It might be outside. Huh? Bat wings. You guys got the cat bat wings. Now I have to get my Batman suit. But you know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, they don't care. They don't care. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure that they had a good relationship with Tim Dog. I believe they did, right? But at the end of the day, once they were finished using him, they discarded him. And that's how big business works. You're only useful until you are useful. The moment you're no longer useful, they turf you. And the moment he turned on them, they got rid of him. Real quick. But big corpos are like that, man. And yeah, Ghosty, exactly. What you should be doing is looking out for number one. And number one is yourself, my guys. You look out for yourself. You make sure you're getting the best deal you can for yourself. And £124 for a year is real good value. So do with that as you will. Do you think they're going to foot the build on the people that are remaining, like you champion YouTube channels? So I don't think we're going to get consoles for £2,000 or $2,000, I guess. Why would they release a console for 2,000? Bags, I don't know what it is, man. You gotta play them to understand them. They're really cool. I mean, everyone saw the awesome cutscene that we had yesterday in Genshin. It was epic. It was awesome. You had to be there. But you don't do Twitch, so you miss all this glorious stuff. Just get a PC at that point. Lydian, I tried ZZZ. I kind of preferred the original ZZZ. In a weird way, I actually think the TVs that were there added a different charm to the way the game was. And I'm hearing a lot of people now saying the same. I think by removing the TVs, which everyone kind of hated at the beginning, I think they lost a bit of their identity. And now they've kind of gone kind of like a sim style, from what I understand. Devin is the ultimate gamer. Man, that guy bought free copies of Concord. He will be a legend among legends forever. He will be remembered in the annals of time. People who play free-for games non-stop, they're the ones who will make up a majority of the money from microtransactions. Absolutely, dude. Do you know how much I've spent on Waves? It's crazy. It's crazy how much I've spent on it. But I enjoy the game. I've played it for, what, 2 years now? So I'm getting my fun out of it. What is Bag saying? Look, we all know he's the ultimate one, man. He's got to be good at something. But look, I said the other day on Boom Stream, right, that in my personal opinion, At £22, if you are playing 4 games, you are getting your money's worth. 4 or more games, you are still saving. Now, if you're playing anything less than 4, then Game Pass is not for you. And if you live in the US, you need to play 5 games and an indie. But if you do not play 5 games and an indie, then Game Pass is not for you. What is wrong with what I said? Seriously. What is wrong with what I said? Guys, let's keep the chat respectful, please. But no, seriously, what is wrong with what I actually said? Was there anything like distinctly? I said, if you're not getting value out of Game Pass, you shouldn't be on the service. Right? What is wrong with that statement? I don't understand. I'm going to show you something now that's going to blow your mind. Right? I said that I was going to show this today, and I am. Because this actually, I couldn't believe it. It went on for hours. Hours. Give me a second and I'll show it. Because it's in my spam folder on Twitter. And there is a lot of junk. People trying to contact me that's a waste of time. Has anyone heard of a company called Poggers? Okay, so they are a legit company. They do energy drinks. I just wanted to know if they were legit or not. So, all right, let's do this. I just needed to clean that up a little bit. So this guy, right? This guy, he got really upset with me and Boom on Monday that he decided that he was going to reach out and let me know how he was feeling. It was like backstage after the podcast, they believed us. What are you talking about? Microsoft like, we're still gonna get your money. They won't get shit. Apparently I'm finished. Look at this. And you fanboy shows defend that shite. Xbox is finished. This is an Xbox fan, by the way. Look at all the media that I can't show live on stream. You're a sad, pathetic man screenshotting. The point is... Hey, big man. This went on for hours. Look at what time it started. He started at 2:35 a.m. Why are people like this? He went on to 1:02 a.m. He started at 2:47 a.m. My guy went for a whole 24 hours just messaging me before he gave up. You tell customers they're gonna give Microsoft their money either way, and you wonder why his PlayStation fanboys can't stand the sight of you. What? It's like, come on. And then when I actually took a screenshot of what he was sending and posted it to Twitter, He got big mad. He got big mad. Like, what is wrong with these people, man? Like, what is... What the... Steve, I don't even think you could come up with some of the pictures that they've shown there. I can't show the pictures. I'll probably get suspended. They're very, 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 very vulgar. But it made him feel big. Hey, RSJ fan, thank you. I have a good old English accent. Not a Yorkshire accent, but an English accent. At what point did you say anything about drivers a game modes on PC nowadays? But there are times I want to get away from the desk since this is also where I work when I'm working from home. Yeah, that's the thing, Gorsty. I don't always want to be sitting by my desk, right? And so I get the F out. Southern Fairy. Southern Fairy. Take your fetishes and go somewhere. I mean, if you're in the EU and you want to pay more, you can cancel. At least for the next 2 months or 3 months, you still got the original price if you're in the EU. Canceling will do nothing. Look, I told you to give me your address, man, and I will send you a good bottle of scotch as a thank you for all the help you've done for me. You won't do it. Value is subjective, right? But it's just crazy why people have just lost their minds and they're just turning around and attacking me. What did I do? I'm innocent in all this. All I said was, if you want to leave the Game Pass ecosystem, do it. But if you play more than 4 games, you're going to spend more money. So whether you leave or not, Microsoft is still going to get their money off you unless you stop buying Xbox games. And that seems to have wound some people up a lot. But what I'm saying is true. Why does the truth hurt so much? Man, all you need to do is just give me your address, man. I'll send you the finest scotch you've ever had. Indeed it can, Stephen White. Somewhere around there anyway. Don't get me wrong. I've said what they've done. They've increased the price. They've given us services that I don't care about. And then they've removed value as well. I said this yesterday on Boom's podcast. That's wrong. They shouldn't do that. That's wrong. But the way they've engineered it, they've got Xbox fans right where they want them. Black Knight, they wanted the price hike in place for Call of Duty. The last price hike that came with Call of Duty, right? Just before Call of Duty. This one is landing just before Call of Duty. expect the next one just before Call of Duty again, unless they decide to stabilize it like this for a while. I don't think that they can really push past $30 in the US. I think that would start to hurt them. I think they've hit the ceiling right now of what they can charge. At least in this economic climate, anyway. They would have been smarter, you know, offering it at $24.99 and then going the following year at $30. You don't, Susano, but if you... No, you do. You do. You get 25,000 points if you've got Game Pass Essentials. You get 50,000 if you're on Premium. And you get 100,000 if you're on Ultimate. I mean, people are free to do what they want. All I will say is there are cheaper alternatives. You should go with the cheaper alternatives. Just like I do every single time. Like, there isn't a time where I don't. Why would I want to pay more? Like, in what world does that make sense? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't. Absolutely, Lydian. Now everyone's saying that $25. I could agree with that, but 30 when they haven't really proved they're going to drop a lot of games. I mean, they've committed to 75 day one games, so they need to they have to release 75, or they're technically in breach of what they've said they're going to deliver. Now, how many of those 75 games are going to be indie fillers? That's anyone's guess. My guess is somewhere in the region of about 50, maybe even 55, 60. But I think a solid 50 is a good number. And then the rest of the 25 are going to be solid games. But even then, 25 games are still good. And then if you play half of those 25 games, you're looking at about 12, 13 games, which is still good. And even if you price them at $50 each, you're still saving money. Oh yeah, RSJ. It's not just first party games. That 75 is first, second, and third party. I feel like what Microsoft have done right now is they've decided that they're just gonna rip the band-aid off and go all in. Get it out the way, get it done and dusted. Just do it. And they, you know, get all the drama out the way, the kilometer. My only wish is that what they should have done is made the 2 perks that they added modular. Like, I would much rather take a Final Fantasy XIV subscription in place of the Ubisoft Classics and Fortnite Crew combined. Maybe there is something else that you guys would prefer in place of that as well. I think they should have, like, maybe offered people some options. A WoW subscription, a 14 subscription, just something else. Not everyone likes what they're offering. And so to me, that is the biggest issue with this price hike. They've added value to it that adds no value to me as a customer, but they've also removed value because they removed the DLC discounts. That to me is the real concern. That to me is the big issue. Exactly, Black Knight. Exactly. My man, Gray Fox, right there doing the good work. He knows how to look after his wallet. Good job, Gray. Good job. I said, he has to be the biggest Ubisoft fan I've ever seen. Banisher, did you know I was posting in the Ubisoft chat yesterday saying, give Banisher a shout. He is the biggest Ubisoft fan I've ever seen. I posted it 4 or 5 times, but Chris didn't see it. I'm still good till 2028. That's the spirit, Gray. Yeah. RS, the removal of that was just scummy. So they just took value away without adding anything in its place. Are we going to see the same outrage when Sony thing? Mate, let me show you something. We're talking about a rabid fan base that turns around and says subscription is bad, but is cheering for this like crazy. PS Plus this month is amazing. We don't buy games, we just want to play them on subscription. You know, 5 seconds ago, they were complaining how Game Pass was bad and subscriptions are the end of the industry. Now they're praising it to high lord because they've had a good month. But yeah, Banisher, I actually did do that. I was posting for what is it? For Chris to actually give you a shout out. I appreciate that, Gray. I feel like I provide a different view, a different perspective, which makes it more interesting, I find. Same with Fuzzy. Fuzzy provides a more philosophical approach, I find. I go for the more down-to-earth, kind of level-headed, factual approach. And then Boom is the more Xbox-orientated approach, which I appreciate. And I honestly feel like the three of us as a chemistry work really, really well. Because we're so different in our perspectives and our opinions, it works so well. And that's why I enjoy being on this show. Mate, I so wanted factions, Bulldog. I so wanted it. You can ask anyone in my Discord. I was so sad when they cancelled factions. I was so disappointed. What's that, Susanna? Is that once you leave the ecosystem of Game Pass, you don't get online, so that means the console I have would be a brick, not worth anything. I mean, you could just go down to core, right? Or essentials, whatever it is. That is the minimum one. That will provide you with online. I mean, it's the same with PlayStation, though, right? You remove PlayStation Essentials and you don't have online. But if you have Game Pass Essentials, you gain your online back and you get about 50 games. Online for free? They're never going to do online for free, man. They lose too much money. You have the FPS guy, the racing guy, and the RPG guy. Hell yeah. But no, I'm happy you guys are enjoying my my time over at Boomstream. And I appreciate you guys coming over here as well. It means a lot. So thank you. And don't forget to like the show because it can, you know, we need it to push out so we can get more people in here. More. See if we can get 100 people in here. Look, there's already 700 people in here and only 36 likes. We need more likes. Get to it. Hey, Frost. Welcome to the stream. No, I get that, Jesse, but they're not going to take it away. They would lose so much money overnight. What company is going to throw away, all that money? The whole purpose of Xbox Live being there and the whole purpose of PSN is to basically force you to go into that service. The whole purpose of it is there to basically make you pay. They're not going to throw that away. I mean, there's a good chance next generation they might, right? There's a good chance next generation they might, because at that point, if it's running Steam games, it won't really matter because they can't charge you for online when you're playing on Steam. Right? So next generation, it might be gone. But this generation is here to stay. And they're just not going to get rid of it because it's just too much money. And then you're going to have the whole backwards compatibility with the Series X, and they're going to try and milk that for a number of years as well. So they're going to make it a requirement for that for a long time. They might have to make it for free with the PC ports of the games, but not with the backwards compatible versions, JB. That will probably still require Xbox Live. Grey Fox is called Loaded now. Yeah, I've got a year's supply on loaded.com for £125. Good price. But Jesse, here's the thing. I said this. Oh man, where did it drop? Oh, let me just grab my pirate's medallion. Just grab. Oh, I don't want to knock you over. All right, I got it. My lucky pirate medallion. Here is the thing, right? I said this in my video. I said this on Boom stream. I'll say it here as well. Microsoft is probably prepared to lose 35% of their Xbox Live user base. Most of that will probably be the free tier anyway, those that were getting it on Microsoft reward points and not paying Microsoft anything. So I'd say a good 25% of that is going to be them. And the 10% that they're going to lose for people just canceling their sub and not renewing it will probably go and buy games anyway, like Elder Scrolls 6 and Outer Worlds 2 and whatnot. So they're still going to make their money off those people, whether they realize it or not. And the rest of the people that are going to be paying, well, some of them at least, full price because they won't go to places like Loaded or Eneba, Microsoft will make the difference up through those people. And so in the end, realistically, you'll find that in next year's called earnings, they will have made more than $5 billion with Game Pass. If you include some of the games that are being purchased as well from those customers that are actually paying. So they'll actually make more money combined next year than they did this year. What's going on in chat? Who's getting blocked, banned? What's going on? Oh, okay. Honestly, that Black Knight Outer Worlds was really weird Because in the US, it was priced at $80, right? $79.99. But in the UK, it kept its retail price at $70. We never got the price increase. Europe never got the price increase. It was only in the US. I think they were just testing the waters to see what the reaction was, honestly. Or it could have even been a typo, and they were too embarrassed to admit it. Either way, it looked weird that only the US got the price hike. But yeah, apparently now, you know, according to PlayStation fans, subscription services are good as long as it's only on PlayStation. Oh, right. No, that's fine. I mean, Jesse isn't being abusive. He's fine. I think I've only seen like 2 trolls come in here so far today. Don't know if anyone noticed them. They kind of came in, it got ignored and left. Like, literally. Hey, don't call my hunting grounds a cesspool, Ghosty. That is where I go to find stupid. And I find a lot of it. What's that? Gears of Slaw? Great folks, just buy it. I think it's called the Nacon from Razer. They have the whole displaced analog sticks for PlayStation. Just get one of those. It really does. I mean, look at it. Someone on Twitter, who I'm not gonna name, but you guys might know who I'm talking about. They actually figured out what a special edition console actually is. They actually figured it out. It finally clicked. It finally made sense to them, and I was like, man, it only took you guys like a year or so, but it was like a proud dad moment when it finally you look at your protege and it finally clicked. Yeah, Ghosty. It wasn't Nibbler. He'll never get it. He finally got it, man. He did. Oh, so proud of him. But hey, PlayStation has sold 80 million consoles, right? And that was like some time ago. So if you ask the average PlayStation fanboy, it's probably sold about 82 million consoles now, maybe even 85 million. And they only sold 1 million copies of Yote. And I actually think the game is alright. I don't have much problem with it. But my guy over here is celebrating 1 million copies sold. And there's like, what, according to them, 85 million units out in the market. I don't know. Man, at least Astrobot sold 2 million. Right? Elizabeth, it's good to like both platforms, right? I game on both. I game on Xbox, I game on PC, I game on PlayStation, I just don't game on the Nintendo Switch. I've tried so many times, I just can't do it. I don't know what it is. It instantly just pulls me away. It does. But I want to because there's some cool games on there. Especially the RPGs. But when you're showing off 80 million, 85 million consoles sold, and then you only muster 1 million, that's not saying a lot. Hey, Wayne, how's it going, buddy? I have 2009 Xbox digital games. However, last Friday I did something crazy. I purchased the PS5 Slim Matte Edition for free to $4.99. You prefer it? Good on you, Wayne. Good on you. Gaming's all about having fun, and you find that fun wherever you can. If you're not happy at Nintendo, go to one of the other ones. If you're not happy at Xbox, you stay with Xbox. If you're not happy at PlayStation, you go to the other one that's not Nintendo. That's how this works. Who's that? Can you get me another glass of water, please? Actually, don't bother. Your mum brought me this water over here and I forgot all about it. Have you found Oreo? He's hiding from you guys, right? He doesn't want the wings. There you go. Yeah, I've heard good things about Digimon. Really good things. But yeah, I mean, to say 1 million copies sold when they've got 85 million units out there, that's crazy. And there is nothing wrong with that, Wayne. I'm just happy you're enjoying gaming again, dude. It's not gonna say Digimon. Oh. Before we get into the next big topic, now that the Game Pass one has been talked about and gone through, there is one more. What do you guys think about this? I really want this not to be true, by the way. I have my personal reasons why I don't want this to be true. It has got nothing to do with console warring at all. I just want to be able to post a specific tweet out to a specific person. So I really, really want this not to be true. Now, I did cover this briefly in a video, but apparently, according to Mr. Seeds, the return port for Xbox Series consoles was scrapped last week. Now, this came on the back of the whole new CEO coming in, Mr. Cleaner. He's going to cancel all the Xboxes, and Xbox is dead, and Xbox is cancelled, and Xbox is out of the market, and all of this, yada yada. So this came strongly on the back of that. He does confirm, though, that there is a playable version of it for the Series X, as he understands, and he doesn't know why it was scrapped, if it was indeed scrapped. We should go back to the top. Nah, we don't need to go back to the top. I don't know what he's talking about. Like, I ain't saying the guy is true, right? I ain't saying what he's saying is true. I'm just saying that this kind of came and went, and no one really cared about him posting this because no one cares about what he's saying anymore. But on this one occasion, I really want this guy to be wrong. I really do. And it's not even for the gaming reasons, because I've got Returnal on PC and PlayStation. It's, in my opinion, one of the best PlayStation games out there. Darren, a game called Returnal being ported to Xbox. But I really want this to be wrong, and I want this game to land on Xbox. It's such a good game, guys. It is so good. And I admit I absolutely royally suck at this game. I am so bad. Have you ever completed it? No, I'm still trying. Every now and then, Ghosty, I jump back in, I get into it, I play it a little bit, I get absolutely shit faced and get really, really pissed off, and I say, that's it, I'm gonna uninstall this game and I'm never gonna play it again. And then I say, well, I might want to play it again, and then I leave it there and I come back later, and that vicious cycle just continues. Hey Rabbi, how's it going? Yeah, Frost, I really think this would be a really good game for Xbox. It's it's such a good game. I know it got mocked and whatnot because of the character, but it's so good. I'm good, Remy. How are you? Susano, what? Returnal? They're not going to tell you. It's probably even if it is cancelled, they can't tell you. Just port over Slide, Jack, and Colossus, and I will buy full price. How are you, Remy? How are you doing? But yeah, this is one I want to be. I want him to be full on. Wait, what? Porn sites for a whole year? What porn sites cost money? Where are we going? I'm good, Rabbi. I'm good, thank you. But yeah, this one I really want to be false. All right, moving on to the next big story. You know, I probably should start doing timestamps on these so I can put it into the VODs afterwards. Makes it easier for people. I think I'll start doing that from the next stream. I'm sure someone will appreciate it. I've asked around. I can't find any information on it. I don't really know anyone that's got contacts in Housemarque. And then again, I only know a couple of people in the industry that still work there. So it's kind of like a friend of a friend as it goes along. I hear things every once in a while, but not often. Anyway, he did say, he did say there is a playable version of it, and he doesn't understand why it was scrapped. There was no reason for it based on what. Yeah, there's no free Game Pass equivalent. Game Pass is paid through and through. The cheapest one just gives you Xbox Live, really. Predator Badlands? No. I'll wait until it comes onto Netflix or Disney Plus or something. Ah, all right, Susano. There hasn't been anything. It's just rumors, right, Elizabeth? I mean, we don't even know if technically exists. Which I'm just literally going by what Detective Seed said here, literally on face value. So I can't confirm it exists. I can't confirm it doesn't exist. Seeds is saying it does exist, but it was scrapped and he doesn't know why. But he is saying my very strong opinion is the Returnal port to Xbox Series console was scrapped last week. Now, I understand why he's using that very strong opinion, and without going into too much detail, someone has spoken to him about him leaking information and they were not happy. So now he's using specific language, as was requested by me as well, to me, in how you portray things. So you're not specifically speaking affirmatively. You're making it somewhat vague. That when you're talking like that, someone clearly is not happy with him. Because it costs me a lot of money, Remy. You know, if I go to the cinema, I'm going to be taking my kids and the missus as well, because I'm not going to go on my own. And so it ends up costing me like £150 just to watch a movie. So unless it's a movie I'm really, really, really excited for, I generally don't go. Going to the pictures here in the UK is very expensive with a family. Hey, Minecraft was worth it. I actually had a great time with Minecraft. That movie was dope. That was so funny. That movie was great. I walked out there and I was like, this movie is so good. Jack Black was amazing. It was a great movie. I don't understand how people did not like that movie. The one thing I will say though is that I am so happy I did not go and watch it during the trend of that chicken jockey crap. That would have drove me nuts. I'm so happy I missed that. Navy, it's basically posted like an opinion, and it's posted like that for a specific reason. That said, though, I could be overthinking this, and he may not be that smart. But look, guys, we all know that if you take the piss out of a PlayStation, no one cares. If you take the piss out of Nintendo, no one cares. If you take the piss out of a $3 trillion company, everyone likes it because they get clicks. And that's why they do it, man. They're only doing it because it gets them their 3 seconds of fame. And for someone like GameStop, it's like the easiest PR they can get, right? They would have to pay a metric ton of money to get the sort of PR that they got with that free of charge. Just look at the whole do you guys remember the boycott for what was it? Hogwarts Legacy. Do you remember the boycott for Hogwarts Legacy? I'm going to assume that you do. No, we're not talking about the Free Stellar Blade boycott. That was just lame. That was just a bunch of virgins doing what they do best. I'm talking about the Hogwarts Legacy one. Right. And so I think Avalanche were the ones developing it. someone from Avalanche came out and said that this boycott was so good that it saved them over $200,000 in marketing because it just did the marketing for them. The amount of PR that they actually got from this and the amount of people just buying the game ended up saving them, or the marketing that they actually received was equivalent of around 200,000. So that boycott actually made them a lot of money, and that's exactly what's happening with the whole GameStop thing. They are using it for free advertising. Black Friday starts, lowest price, less 30 November. Why do I want to watch the... Rabbi, go watch it. Why don't you go watch it? Why do you want me to watch it? My American football team in the UK is 5-0. Wait, who are they playing? Imagine people cancel their Game Pass due to Microsoft putting Hogwarts on Game Pass. But it's crazy, right? Is Gun called Gun? Don't know. I've never heard of the movie called Gun. Oh, they have. Well, he's clearly not talking about Man United then. He clearly is not talking about Man United because we don't do that anymore. We lose 0. We lose 5 and win 0. What? I tell you what, Rabbi, send me the money and I'll go watch it, and then I'll do a video saying my thoughts on it. How's that? Otherwise, I'm just gonna wait until it comes to Netflix. Did anyone see this news? Xbox's dedicated handheld was cancelled because AMD required 10 million units! My God! Seriously, how could anyone even fall for this? Look, there are so many red flags here about this, right? The fact that Kepler, for all he is known, decided that he was going to get involved in this is so sad, right? And not only did Jez confirm this, but multiple other sources have also confirmed that this is a whole bunch of baloney. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for Disney Plus gaming. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Steam Deck apparently sold around 5 million units. That's not even true. I don't even think they've hit 4 million yet. But if you combined the original Asus ROG series, the Lenovo series, the MSI, and the Steam Deck, the first generation, I don't think they hit 10 million sales combined. Why would AMD want 10 million from Microsoft alone? This doesn't make any sense whatsoever, especially when they're in a strategic partnership. And let's be real, right? Let's just not beat around the bush. If true, it's not surprising that Microsoft didn't want to make a 10 million chip. Microsoft CEO would probably go and have a dump, and by the time he came out, the company's made that 10 million. That 10 million from Microsoft is chump change. Do you honestly think that they're going to turn around and just say, we're not doing it because of 10 million? Like, Elizabeth, the whole article is baloney. There's no such thing. Hey, Ghosty, I like to be creative. So is Returnal to Xbox? Nato? I don't know. That's the current statement, I guess. That's the most accurate. I simply don't know. Hey, tell us how's it going. But Microsoft isn't going to just say, "Oh, it's going to cost me $10 million." That's like chump change for Microsoft. This doesn't make it. None of this article makes sense, right? None of it does. But here's the other thing: Microsoft has delayed indefinitely Project Cannon, which is the native Game Pass handheld, in place of the new one, which will naturally synergize with the next generation Xbox. So there's not even any reason for them to go back to this now. There's just none, right? So this Project Cannon will probably never be a reality because it doesn't make sense anymore. With the next Xbox coming, the Asus ROG Ally and X will synergize with it perfectly. And anyway, by the time it comes, you're going to get the next rendition of the Ally anyway. It's a year away at the very least. So this article was just nothing. And it's so bad that Kepler decided to just throw in some bullshit. Exactly, Elizabeth. I mean, Susano, for Microsoft, it's nothing. Like, there's so many just inconsistencies here, red flags here. None of this makes sense. Oh, I know, Susano. But, you know, Kepler is a respected leaker in the AMD field. But this one here just doesn't make any sense. Why would they be okay not making, you know, the handhelds have a 10 million stopgap, but they want Microsoft to have it? Come on, there's no logic behind that. It just doesn't make sense. And Steve, even if it was 10 million units sold, the most popular handheld out there right now outside of Nintendo can barely break 4 million in 3 years. What on earth would they think? What on earth would they think that an Xbox handheld would sell 10 million units? Again, none of this makes sense. It's just weird. This whole article is weird. This whole situation was just weird. Rabbit, I like the movie, but I also like my money in my pocket. Like I said, it's too expensive for me to go to the cinema. And I don't like going on my own. How much was wasted on Perfect Dark? 390 million? If I'm not mistaken, Gorsty. 390 million. Elizabeth, I think the next console is landing next year, but Microsoft's own rendition will be 27. Although I do think Microsoft should push really hard for their version to come out first. I do recall reading something about what you're saying, Steve. I've just looked at this article and went off this article. Ganadios, Jenna? Absolutely. They will never die! Ever! See, I think I think that we might see it at the Game Awards. I think just like they did with Hellblade 2, where they showcased the next generation Xbox, I think they can do this. They might just do the same thing. I think that's quite possible. They might show a glimpse of it, just a teaser, just to end the year on a massive high. They showed Hellblade 2 before the Series X was out. I have no idea, Susano. How far are the Game Awards away? It's in December, right? Like 12th of December? By the way, chat, just a heads up. On the 9th, which is in 2 days or Thursday, I'm going to be getting my eyes screened where they put horrible stuff in my eyes for a diabetic screening. And, well, I might not be able to see on Thursday. So if it's bad, then I won't be streaming. But I'd put that out there just in case I forget to tell you guys. But hopefully that will not be the case. But yeah, this doesn't make any sense to me, man. Even at 10 million units, why would you ask Microsoft to do 10 million units and not ask Steam to do 10 million units? I believe you, PS5 blows. I 100% believe you. As long as you drop a like, that's all that matters. I didn't get a chance to. I did download it and I just couldn't find the time to get into it. Remy, what was your question? At the moment, I've got no plans to go to the cinema at all, Remy. None at all. I was gutted that I missed out. I think the beta's going to be on again this weekend, right? If I'm not mistaken, Power. The Rogue? Yeah, the Rogue is coming on the 16th. I mean, if you try to pre-order it now, it's going to be landing sometime in November, December, maybe even January now. But yeah, for those that were fast enough to get in the pre-order, they get theirs on the 16th. The Vita was a good handheld, Elizabeth. AMD wanting X unit commitment is fair enough. They have to change their production lines and manufacturing. But why wouldn't they have asked that for the Steam Deck, is my question. That doesn't add up. Because the Steam Deck sure didn't sell 10 million. And that same SoC is probably going to be the same one that's in the next generation Xbox anyway, right? For backwards compatibility. So nah, I think it's just bogus. Absolute bogus. This one is just completely and utterly bogus. Well, apparently they are working on a new handheld, so time will tell, Elizabeth. But apparently they are working on one, so we shall see. Rabby, it looks like they will be releasing in 26. Uh, Probably not exclusive. They'll be timed exclusive though. I mean, it's gonna have some form of SoC, right? That's gonna have the Series S and X running, able to run off it. It's gonna be a hardware chip that controls it. I mean, who knows, Jesse? Who knows? I mean, even if they announced 5, it's more or less breaking even, right? Plus, you're going to get all the other games that might appeal to you. Yeah, Rabbi, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen, I'm afraid. Xbox with Drive are better than diskless. I mean, first 10 first-party Microsoft games? That's a lot. That's a lot, right? But yeah, at least the whole Xbox situation with the Game Pass Ultimate has been cleared. So it is just a delayed launch for people. So that's fine. People at least now know, and I think that's a good thing because people were going nuts about that. And it's good that people are fully aware of this now. Why is Square Enix merch so expensive? Like, these tiny little figurines are like god tier expensive. Like, why? They don't even look that good. Like, I'll be honest. Because PlayStation exclusivity made them near broke. I mean, it's just so crazy. They introduced these miniature figurines, but they're £80 each. Plus, Square Enix delivers their stuff on a golden chariot, so that's even more money. We'll see, Rabbi. We'll see. I'm a realist. I'm not going into anything like this. Actually, there was one more piece of news that is doing the rounds at the moment, and that one's actually pretty big, right? Let me just see if I can dig it up. I actually had this as a topic that I wanted to cover, but I forgot all about it for a second. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let's see. That's not it. It is old. Alright, so I can't actually find it. But you know what? That kind of works. I can use this and talk about it. So it looks like the chief is back at the HCS. They are going to tease or show 2 Halo games. One of them apparently is a Unreal Engine 5 remake of Halo Combat Evolved. Now this one I expect is going to be released simultaneously everywhere. But what do you think the second game is? And do you think that they're going to have separate multiplayer? Do you think Halo Combat Evolved is going to have its own multiplayer? Or do you think they're going to update Infinite and push an update to Infinite and push it everywhere? Halo was free? Second game will be expensive. Actually, such trouble. uh. So the thing is, people are saying that Halo Combat Evolved should have its own multiplayer. I think that's going to fragment the market even more. Because then you're going to have people jumping into Combat Evolved and not be on Infinite. And I don't see why Microsoft would want to pull people away from Infinite. Bags, no, they don't. When are we getting a Halo Cross Gears crossover? Well, they thought about it, but Master Chief went up to Marcus and slapped him so hard that Marcus had to put his son in front of him just to protect him. And at that point, Master Chief just said, "You're not worthy," and walked away. And that's when the collaboration ended. What do you mean they would ruin little old Halo dude? Look, the guy is in slumber. He said, "Call me when you need me." And so he's waiting. Hey, Starfield guy, how's it going, my dude? Little Rocket Lab? I'll have to check it out, my guy. I'll have to check it out. To die by Marcus and his chain. It's never gonna happen, Steve. It's not gonna happen. The chief will just look at him and then Marcus will be like, the Wayne brothers, "We're not worthy. We're not worthy. Yep. Uh, I'm wondering if that's earned me my dislike yet. This Little Rocket Lab. I'm curious to see what this game is. Little Rocket Labs. Oh no. Oh no. This isn't what I think it is. I don't care for the graphics. The graphics are fine. But I believe this is exactly what it is, and I don't. Yeah, you have to build stuff. Isn't this the stuff they do on Roblox? They just took the idea from Roblox and made it into a game. HCS is soon. I don't know the exact date. That dislike was earned about 20 months ago. I tell you what, though, my son would absolutely love this. This is literally his type of game. Literally his type of game. Uh, Rabs, what was your question? Yeah, my son loves Stardew Valley. Halo 7 will stay. Uh, Rabbi, just expect every game to go. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go, but just expect every game to go. And then you won't be surprised. I don't expect any true exclusive Xbox games anymore. We might get a few, but not many. Jesse, they're not. Forza Horizon 6 is going to go to them somewhere between 3 to 12 months later. Hey, Redfall is dope. Don't you dare diss my Redfall. Redfall is life. But Steve, did you see your favorite guy, Paul Eastwood? Your favorite YouTuber, alongside Reforge and MBG and DCG. At this point, I'm surprised you don't even. I'm surprised you don't. Why you don't like DSP, but you know. But he turned around and apologized to people for telling them to buy an Xbox, and that he feels bad for telling people to buy an Xbox. What do you think about that? Uh, this was the weirdest thing, right, Susano? You play a huge chunk of the prologue of the game, and then they show you the trailer. Like, why was it a trailer before the prologue? It made no sense. Colt Eastwood. Here, look, I'll find you the clip. It was interesting to see it, honestly. It was interesting. Man, this Tim Dog beef with Paris is getting silly as well. Paris didn't even say anything. Right? Paris didn't even say anything. Alright, so here we go. Do I have the mic on? I do. Let me turn the music off for this. The volume is up quite high. All right, so Nicholas says, I think this is an early Christmas miracle. Respect for taking accountability. And this is what Colt Eastwood had to say. This is Steve's favorite YouTuber. I know he says Reforges, but this guy is always number one for Steve.
But watching them go from an Xbox One X to the Xbox Series console and then waiting several years before all of these promised games have come out, some of them still have not seen the true light of day. It's something I guess I should just apologize for. If you're one of those that went and bought an Xbox One X or an Xbox Series console because I said it'd be amazing and there'd be all these great games, I hope you did enjoy it as much as you could, and I hope you're having a great time with it now. And I still think there's 2 more years of that generation left over. So I don't know if you're asking, but personally, do I think that Xbox is going to cancel their next generation console? I've been reporting on games. I've made some big falters, like getting excited about that one singular mission in Redfall when I did the preview, and then to find out the game was just, that was the best it could possibly be. And it's ridiculous to sit here and apologize for things that we've covered, but this is where it is. And I don't know. Yes, I do think that Xbox would easily cancel their next generation console.
What do you think? Your favorite YouTuber you want to punch? Gaming, yeah, I believe so. Like, God, Steve, Jesus Christ! Tell me how you truly feel, my guy. Tell me how you truly feel. Do I think the Game Awards is where they announce Starfield to PlayStation 5? Potentially. Look, I know some people are saying that it's never going to go to PlayStation. I think that's a wishful thinking. And I do believe that the DLC is being delayed so the PlayStation 5 launch can have the biggest possible success it can have with a new update. So the sooner that game just goes and lands, the sooner we can get new content for Starfield. That's my take on it. Your channel would get blocked if I did. I mean, it's a possibility to just go with. I mean, it that's a possibility, Frost. Microsoft really doesn't have to make the consoles at all. They can just say, here's the minimum spec that you go with. This is the reference design, right? And you go from here. Anything below this spec, and you can't have the Xbox endorsement on it. Ugh. Now, even the whole Game Pass thing is really weird, right? The whole Game Pass thing is really weird. Because, let me see if I've still got it. I don't think I have. Let's see if I can find it. I know it was 3 years ago, but I really should have bookmarked these things, but that's not it. Not what I'm looking for. Not what I'm looking for. I don't know if I'm going to find it. Pretty sure it was 2022. Thought I heard my cat. Nah, I can't find it. It's a shame. I used to have it. I don't now. And it's going to bug me like crazy. But I want it and I can't find it. No, it's not going to give me what I want. Oh, I found it. Never mind. Right. So if you look over here, this is in 2022. They had 33 million subs, right? 22 million was from was from Xbox consoles. 11 million was from Xbox Live Gold. But this excluded the 10 million from PC. And as we know from Satya's latest tweet, which was when Call of Duty released last year, Game Pass PC was at 15 million and they gained, I believe, a 30% increase in subs, their biggest ever yet. So I think it took them to something like 18 million just on PC Game Pass alone. Now, how many of that hemorrhaged? I don't know. But if you look at that number, I don't understand how they've gone from these numbers to just 35 million. None of that makes sense to me. I mean, they're at 35 million without PC. Adding, let's just say, I know that this number over here has shrunk by about 3 million, but they've kind of upsold into Game Pass standard and ultimate, the previous pricing. Obviously, I'm not talking about now with people canceling their reoccurring billing because they're subscribed until 2077. But even when you look at just PC on its own, where it was at around 18 million as of last year, if you just take that number and this number alone on console, you're looking at 40 million. And then if you take, say, I don't know, 5 million from here, give or take, you're looking at 45 to 50 million subs. Yeah, but people on the Xbox One are also having Game Pass Ultimate so they can play cloud gaming. It's not just Xbox Series consoles that have Game Pass as well. People on the Xbox One have it as well. So they can actually play games like Microsoft Flight Simulator and whatnot. What do I think Metacritic is going to rate Starfield? Being on PlayStation, probably anywhere between 88 and 91. I don't think it'll hit 95. It really depends on how good the DLC update that's going to come with it is, but I think it could hit a 91. it's going to get that favorable PlayStation thing. But this to me is thing. None of this. It's just weird. I don't know. I just thought I'd mention it. But yeah, so what did you guys think of what Colt said? That he owes everyone an apology that he told to buy an Xbox. Now, I'm going to be open with you guys. I ain't apologizing for shit. It's your money, do what you want. I'm just here having a good time. I play all games, and I enjoy all games, regardless of platform. But I ain't apologizing. Like, he isn't Mr. Xbox. He never will be Mr. Xbox. Lydian, he may actually just might want to do that. I'm just saying. He may very well be into that. Not saying he is, but you never know with people these days. Big Mad Mo, he's apologizing to people that basically he recommended buying an Xbox to. I think he's finally gone the whole I'm done with Xbox. By the way, enough people are talking about Microsoft having temporary games due to the Unity exploit. One of them being oh, really? There's a Unity exploit. Why am I not surprised? Man, have you seen those crazy prices at Sam's and other places? Mate, in the US, they're literally giving them away. If you don't buy a Series X now, you guys crazy. And I ain't apologizing after you do buy it for that price. That's a steal. A Series X for like $250? That's crazy money. Just remember, your Game Pass is going to cost you more than the console. But hey, it's still crazy. I tried, man. Oh, I tried. I tried. I tried. But yes, Sam's at the moment is selling the Series X for like $250. I don't care what platform you stand on. That's a good deal. I also think manufacturers are just getting, they're clearing out because the next year, depending on when it's actually landing, the new revision of the Xbox hardware should probably be landing, right? Buy them all and sell them online. That would require me doing some thinking and logistics and providing effort. My effort is just to YouTube right now. My effort needs me to get to YouTube to 10,000 subs. So if you're not subbed right now, do consider dropping a sub, guys. It really helps the channel. And if you haven't liked the video yet, or the stream, I should say, please do consider dropping a like. It just helps get everything out there. I think the real reason why the big box stores dropped Xboxes, the tariffs they had to pay to buy the stock. I'm not so sure, Navy. I just think demand for an Xbox console has been really low for a while. I mean, it's not a secret that it's, being quite low. And Microsoft hasn't really done anything to push the hardware, right? They've kind of tried to create this ecosystem, and I understand why they did it. I fully get it. As a business, it makes perfect sense for them. But I don't think it's got anything to do with that. I think it's more just to do with the fact that Microsoft themselves just didn't promote it well enough. Apparently you have to go in store, JB. In store, I think it's like $210 or something. It's a lot cheaper in store. I know PlayStation was down, right? I don't know if anything else was down. Because PSN was down because PlayStation gamers couldn't play unless they were playing offline. Woodpit. No one's buying expensive hardware at the moment. It's just the economic times. But those that do want it will buy it, right? But at the end of the day, you're looking at other platforms selling. So it's not that people aren't buying, they're just not buying the hardware. But Microsoft has to take responsibility for that. It is, on Microsoft to make sure that their hardware sells. Their hardware is, lucrative. So that's on them. But I think part of the reason why things are downscaling now is because they're getting ready for the new console. That would be the most logical thing that makes sense to me. Clear out the old and bring in the new. And so if that is the case, happy days. Maybe we'll see, the next Xbox sooner than we think. They did all they could to sell the console and service, but most had already chosen. There was way more that they could have done, Brian, in my opinion. They were always undercut by Sony for their hardware. They almost never beat them for price. They could have gone real aggressive. We're not talking about a company that's strapped for money. And sure, there are things that they could have done better, but there are definitely things that they could have done that they didn't do enough of. I mean, let's just be realistic. If they really wanted to push things ahead, they could have gone and money hatted like 80% of the games. It would have cost them a metric ton, but it would have all been legal and above book. It would have all been legal and above book, and Sony couldn't have done anything about it. That's why he said when he said it, right? We can outsell PlayStation because they could. All they had to do is just go and make everything third-party games, first-party games, all exclusive. And what does Sony have at the end of the day? There's only so many times you can release The Last of Us and Horizon, even though Sony does want to really, really push that. They really want to challenge just how many times they can release those games. It doesn't really matter, Brian. At the end of the day, if you want to play those games, there will only be one home. And people are going to want to play those games, and then you're going to go buy them. You're going to go play it on that platform. But yes, I do remember Tomb Raider. That was the dumbest thing I've seen Ryan McCaffrey do. My guy was complaining about Tomb Raider being exclusive to Xbox. Like, how dumb can you get? Teely won't last forever? You tell Sony that. You tell Neil Druckmann that, my guy. They're finding new creative ways. I think it was Steve that told me they're about to announce another Last of Us update. apparently they're about to announce another Last of Us update. I don't know how true that is, but if they do, that's going to be hilarious. I think it's $300 now, 400. Last of Us 8. But yeah, I personally don't think anyone has anything to apologize for. I think Xbox has done quite well in terms of game delivery after they got into the swing of things. The first couple of years was slow. I think we can all agree on that. It's during the ABK case, they decided that they were not going to be releasing much. But once the ABK case resolved, they were gung ho, all out. They were going for it. And if you enjoy the games that Microsoft release, you should be very happy with the output that you got. Especially if you've been on Game Pass, because all of them have been day one on Game Pass, including Call of Duty. Mate, that will never happen, Bags. They used him and tossed him away like a used condom. That shit was brutal. Did this finish? Xbox got Xbox don't need to mate, Xbox don't need to apologize for anything. Well, I wouldn't say totally anything, but not for the reasons Colt Eastwood was saying. I think Colt has just gone on the bandwagon, I think he's just in despair. But I'm really excited for what is coming with Halo. I'm a huge Halo fan. Well, not like crazy big, but Halo was the game that changed me in 2001 from everything to become an Xbox fan. This game, this Master Chief was what started my Xbox journey and made me an Xbox fan. And hearing that they're going to come out with two.
Thanks for the heads up on Little Rocket Lab.
Hey, Richard, you are most welcome. In fact, it was someone else in my stream that actually recommended it. I'm trying to scroll, so I want to give the correct credit where it's due because it wasn't totally me, but I thought I would show it just in case and see if anyone actually liked it. But happy to see that you're going to benefit from it. But I'm not seeing the person. So if you're still in chat, do post because credit where credit's due, right? It was Starfield guy, that's it. I have goldfish memory. Oh, let's not start this again, Steve. Let's not start this again. I get enough abuse from you guys as it is. But yeah, so I'm excited to see Halo Combat Evolved, the remake, to see what it's going to be. But I'm really interested in how they're going to tackle the multiplayer. Personally, I feel like they should stay with Halo Infinite. Colt lost his mind ever since Dealer left. I never really found out what happened to Dealer. He just disappeared one day, right? Guy just apparently he had severe mental state issues, and at least that's the rumors I heard. and he needed some real time alone, well, away from everything to fix himself. And I hope he has. I liked the dealer. He was a nice guy. At least from his podcasts, anyway. After he left, the RDX crew just disbanded like crazy. Were you saying secondary protocol? Watch them not include split screen co-op again. Probably. The Series S will most likely struggle with this co-op split screen. And if they do it the same way that they did, well, Infinite was different, right? But I think the Series S will just be part of the problem. Oh, I can't stand D-Batch. D-Batch is just, oh, I can't do it. I can't deal with that guy. Like, he is so fake. It's just, I don't know, man. That guy oozes fakeness. I mean, Reforge is more real than he is. Hey, some people might like it, Jamie. Pony 5 series again. What are you talking about? Stop calling me a pony. I know, big man, but he knows nothing in the end. He spent more than 5 seconds with Colt. Come on. No, not at all. That guy is so weird. Like, he left Xbox, he's championing PlayStation, he loves PlayStation, but he talks of, I mean, chat, realistically, right? We've been streaming for about 2.5 hours. If we were to put a ratio on speaking about Xbox to PlayStation and Nintendo, what would you say that ratio is? Out of 100 on this show, and in general on my shows, what would the ratio normally be? Steve, I know you're going to troll, but this is a genuine question. $90-10. 100% Sony. I fucking knew it. But so when people come here, they want to hear about the ongoing Xbox news, what's happening, and I deliver that, right? And I hope everyone enjoys that. You go to any of these other podcasts, and all they're doing is talking about Xbox 24/7. It's almost like there is no news about PlayStation. And if you're looking at D-Batch, this is why I'm tying this in. That guy who has officially gone and become a PlayStation shill, because he is shilling for that like there's no tomorrow. There's no way that he is not getting some reimbursement for that. There's no way you're going to shill like that. That's like generic Eric level that he's gone. All he does is talk about Xbox. He just doesn't stop. It's so weird. It's almost like they've got nothing to talk about over at Camp PlayStation. They've just got a brand new game that released in Ghost of Yotei, and they're still talking about the Xbox Ally and what's happening in the Xbox news. None of them are sitting down and actually playing the game. There's two simple reasons people act like they do with Xbox. One, clicks. Two, they are threatened by Xbox. I agree. Xbox is changing the game, and eventually more will follow. But and when I made that tweet post some time ago, how I just wanted a PlayStation podcast, and I watched that Irish group, got their name now again. But I watch the Irish group every once in a while, and they're actually pretty funny. They do like mini games between them, and they have to kind of like achieve those challenges. And if they don't, then they have to do something really stupid. And it's entertaining. But they're all PlayStation. They don't care about Nintendo. They don't care about Xbox. They are just full on PlayStation. You go watch a Mooch podcast, and it's like 90% of it is talking about Xbox. And the thing is, I don't have anything wrong with PlayStation or anything. There's no PlayStation news? Yeah, probably. No, not the IRAs. And that just clocked on. I was saying, why is he talking about the IRA? And it's like, it just clocked on. Because it's not going to get any news. No one cares about it. It's like Steve, 90% of him is talking. Oh. Oh. Man, I just like the fact that they said Game Pass was great. It doesn't damage the industry. It really helps indie developers. And then 5 seconds later, Game Pass is evil. It is Satan. It is the worst thing to happen to the industry. But then every single one of them have got Game Pass and are basically doing what they're doing. If you support your developers, why aren't you buying your games? If that's your motto. David, I did not see your comment. Let me see. It'll be easier for me to see here. Are you seriously not going to let me? Hold on one sec. I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Panel activity. Xbox was never going to win this gen because of digital libraries. Those libraries are stuck in Sony's ecosystem because PlayStation won last gen. Everyone's purchases are being held hostage. Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. People lock themselves in to their ecosystem. And this is the one thing that I find with Game Pass, right? Everyone says Game Pass is this and Game Pass is that, but the moment you stop paying, you have nothing. Guess what? You have no baggage. You can just go where you want. What's the problem? It's, you're not locked into anything. Totally what you want. You can go anywhere you want and still play those games. But no, I agree. The whole 8th gen was a big deal. Battlefield, the game where I will shine like a legend. Jesse, they will. I mean, both of these platforms are destined to become an app, right? Both of them are destined to become an app. They're both destined to become a cloud-based platform. It's gonna be a thing. It's just they're a little bit away from that yet. I don't think we'll see any real movement into cloud infrastructure future from Microsoft. Like, I'm talking real advancement until the 10-year deal that they have on the table is gone. Once that's gone, I think that's when you're going to see a real change in how Microsoft reacts or, acts and responds to cloud gaming. Right now, because their hands are tied behind their back and they can't really do anything with Activision Blizzard games, they're just playing it coy. Sup, Calandros? Darren, Sony's gonna follow. Sony's gonna follow. It's not long. It's gonna happen. Do you think them earning off of that deal enough is part of the price increase? Not really. I just think that when Game Pass was announced a few years, like not a few years ago, but when the price went up to $14.99 not that long ago, they were promising 4 games a year. We're now getting 10, 12, 15 first party games a year. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of games they're throwing your way. So the price increase as a business kind of makes sense. They promised you only 4 games that would come out every year. But we're not getting just 4 games yearly now that are first party on Game Pass. We're getting 10, 15 games a year. Whether they're AAA or not is irrelevant. The fact is we're getting 10, 15 games a year just from first party studios. That's insane. And that's not including the third party ones that they're paying for either. So it's, it's a big change to the model that they had before. And now they're committing to 75 day one games. And obviously that's going to include indie, third party, and first party. But if they can commit to that and actually deliver, right? Even if you priced it at 40, let me see. Let's do it from £40, right? If you do it from £40 a game at 75 games, that's £3,000. And you're getting that for $360. I'm just averaging it at £40. You can average it at 30 quid, right? And at 75, that is still £2,250,000 worth of games. That's insane value, right? That is insane value. And that's me pricing the games at $30 each, averaging it out between the indie games and the full price games. But, the value there is unprecedented. The real information, the real question you should be asking is, how many of those 75 games am I going to play in a year? And if that answer is 10, right? 10 AAA games, whether it's first party or third party, that's £700 from £275 investment at retail value, or £125 if you're going to loaded. It's a no-brainer, right? It just depends on the individual and how much you're going to think. It's crazy. 75 times 20 is 1,500. Yeah, the saving is crazy. And people telling me that I'm nuts for saying that, it's still worth it. Worth is subjective. If it's worth it to you, happy days. But you need to decide if it's worth it, how many of those games you're going to play, whether it's worth it for you as an individual. But all I'm saying is you get a lot of value from that 75 games. Ralph, I tried. I missed the pre-orders here in the UK. They sold out everywhere. They went on sale at 1 a.m. here in the UK, and yeah, I was sleeping at the time. Yeah, I still feel like the Fortnite one could just piss off, and the Ubi Classics can piss off too, and they can give us something else. But it's to me, it's still a no-brainer. But hey, if it's not of value to you, then you don't do it. The real question we all should be asking: how does Chaos think he will do good in Battlefield 6? Because I am a legend. See, someone was called a legend today, and that same person then referred to me as a certified Battlefield legend. And as such, I will show you my amazing prowess and show you that I, without using any cheats, am amazing at platformers. I will Donkey Kong all my way up to the tallest mountain in Battlefield. You will see. I will create my own obstacle course and show you just how cool that game really is. Great. I think I think there's a good chance that we might. I really think there's a good chance we might. How many remakes do you think they're going to make for the PS6 of all their old games? Many, Jesse. Many. Many, many, many. You're almost guaranteed to get The Last of Us 1 and 2. You'll probably get Spider-Man updated. Gran Turismo is going to obviously be there. You're going to get many. Moonlight, what don't I know what I'm talking about? They would check a car on stage? Man, that would be cool, Ralph. Darren, they're giving 70% to Xbox. Xbox gets 70% of every sale, whether it's on PlayStation or Steam. I think you've got your wires crossed there. Come on, let's keep things civil now in chat. Let's keep things civil. PlayStation games being bought on Steam will also give PlayStation 70%. Frost. Can you imagine if they revived Concord for PlayStation 6? Oh, no. I guess. In a capitalist society, capital is owned and controlled by individuals or groups of people, right? This means that decisions about what to produce and how to use surplus are determined by the few who own and control the means of production. Right, but what's that got to do with me being completely wrong and not knowing what I'm talking about? But what is that? Where is that referring to that I? What is that referring to that I don't know what I'm talking about? I'm just curious. How many remakes do you think they're going to? Jesse, I said a lot. I mean, Moonlight, you're making no sense whatsoever. I have no clue what he's talking about, Susanna. He just came in and said that I'm wrong, and I guess shipped himself out with FedEx. No, but what has that got to do with what I'm saying? I don't care about Bard or anything like that. I'm asking, you said I am wrong. I'm asking you, what is it I said that is wrong? I want to know what I said that you are saying I have no idea what I'm talking about. So I'm asking you to put it into context of what I said that I do not know what I'm talking about. It's not a difficult question. It's not difficult to comprehend. You should be able to understand a question that I'm asking you in plain English. I'm just asking for an answer, not a round-the-mill or a roundabout response. Just a straight answer. I'm pretty sure you are capable of providing a simple, straightforward answer. Hey, Bags, everyone knows that I'm always right. If you put on your pony glasses, it makes every sense. Let's see. Okay, let's take these off. Let's take my reading glasses off and put on my extra special glasses on. Yeah, now I just can't see anything because these are just my TV glasses. So I guess it kind of makes sense now that I can't see anything. So who's excited for Battlefield 6? And guys, is there any topic that I've missed that's going around right now? There was this one here that I thought I talked about but didn't. Floor 8 AI is the new Floor handheld starting at $1,024.99. Crazy. I don't know, Bags. He just came in and said that I am wrong and don't know what I'm talking about, and then starts talking about capitalist and starts talking about Bud Lightyear and what. I don't know. If he's so focused on Buzz Aldrin, he can buzz off to the moon. I don't care. I just want to know why I'm wrong and don't know what I'm talking about. Hello, Shinzo. Time will tell, Darren. Time will tell. That's the spirit, Shinzo. So yeah, it looks like here's another one. This one's powered by Copilot. Got Thunderbolt 4, 80-watt battery. Hey, I didn't say it's worth it. I just said it's here. I'm just pointing out that it exists. You know? Wait, I like Copilot, but it's still the last thing to use. Copilot's alright. I use it with Teams. It's a good little leg. Oh, my bad. My bad, Moondon. As you were. My bad. I thought you were talking to me. Alright. My apologies. I thought you were talking to me. As you were then. Do what you need to do. going on here? What's your views on this? I know this isn't gaming related, but what's your take on this? Peso defended pausing gameplay during ads so non-subscribers don't miss out. So why would anyone subscribe then? I mean, if you're gonna pause the game anyway, I get the notion and I get the gesture, but isn't that a big slap in the face to the people supporting you and wanting an ad-free gaming streaming experience? We can single-handedly blame Susano. Nah, we can blame Terminator for that. Yeah, but it kind of feels like those paying money so they don't have to watch the ad, so they get a ad-free experience are getting kind of shafted, no? I could use some British chocolate. Mate, I can't eat chocolate. I'm not, I get migraines real bad. I haven't had chocolate in such a long time. Shinzo, why? Why would you do this to me, Shinzo? It's been a whole 8 hours since I've had chocolate. Hey, Misty. No, I'm joking. I haven't had chocolate in months. Probably almost a year. It's Silk Song to Half for Chaos? Absolutely. That game does not appeal to me at all. I've got 4 days of playtime on it, but that was apparently a bug on Microsoft's part, thinking I'm playing the game. I'm just not interested in Silk Song at all. It's a game that just genuinely doesn't interest me at all. I don't know why Silk Song appeals to a lot of people. I mean, don't get me wrong, Castlevania's cool. And there's a couple of spin-offs from Castlevania that were alright. Metroid is cool, but I kind of just prefer those games, really, when it comes to Metroidvania. The rest kind of just feel off for me. They don't feel like I don't know. It just, something doesn't sit right. Your is in Sweden. I don't know which one you're referring to, but we do have Swedish chocolate makers here in the UK. I just can't eat them because they give me a chronic migraine. If I have chocolate, I'll be probably in bed for 24 hours. And I don't like the black chocolate. That's just horrible. What do you mean? Have you even played Withering Waves? There's like 90 buttons on there that you have to press at the same time while you're looking at all the waifus. It's clear that there is so many buttons that you can press. Lint chocolate? Yeah, that's in the UK. There's actually a Lint whole shop just not too far from me. But yeah, I can't eat any of that stuff. If I do, I have chronic migraines. Dark chocolate is. It just tastes horrible. Wait, what are you talking about, Steve? So, as part of your 75 games, Sopa and Little Rocket Lab have now made 2 of those games out of 75. Or does the 75 start on the 4th of November? And hey, Bags, you're saying Wuthering Waves is not a big game, but they got cool collaborations with Cyberpunk. See? That's clearly telling you that they're a good game, man. They're a big game. They're a big, big game. Your kryptonite is ice cream? I don't know. I tend to not be into sweet stuff. Which is weird coming from my background because we have like baklava and berex and stuff like that, which is really sweet and stuff, right? Turkish delight and whatnot. It's really, really sweet, but I just don't like it. I've never been a sweet person. Dude, that is just absolutely disgusting. Ain't no shot that you actually like that. No way. Yeah, but did you have true Turkish coffee? Not none of this kettle brewed stuff. Actually cooked and brewed Turkish coffee. Yeah. It's nice, right? Yeah, Turkish coffee is real nice. Strong as hell too. Is that the sand coffee? That is one way to do it, where they put the stuff underground, but you can basically what we call a jezve, and you put the coffee in there. You can put milk or water, and you basically cook the beans while you're cooking. It's like Arabic coffee, yeah. There's almost no difference, Bags. They're very, 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 very similar. But look, I think we can all agree ham and pineapple pizza is the best pizza topping, right? I don't think anyone in here is going to disagree with that. Ham and pineapple for the win. Now I feel like a ham and pineapple pizza. Sony is done. Ponies just don't know it yet. This is all Sony propaganda. Darren, if Xbox is dead, why are they still here? Why are they releasing a new console? Why are they still releasing games? A Hawaiian pizza is your favorite? Let's go! We got another one in chat. I love to see it. Let's go! I've tried tuna pizza as well. That is good. You swiped for Una. You got it at 72 pity. Yeah, at least you got her, man. Tuna pizza is great. We have I think it's Italian or German. It's called Vapiano. They make a great tuna pizza. Nah, no one wants a Marmite pizza, man. It's really weird because apparently Game Pass has died for the past 10 years. Well, sorry, Xbox has died for the past 10 years. But it's still alive and kicking. Which, you know what? I'm going to guess Banisher's favorite pizza. I am going to guess his favorite pizza. Banisher, I want you to tell me the truth. If I am close, if I am right, or if I am totally wrong. Your favorite pizza is a Templars pizza. I'll probably lose my 50-50 on Galbrenner. I know that feeling, Calandros. And yet it's still making more money than it's ever made before, Darren. They are more profitable now than they have been ever. Is that a thing? I knew it. I fucking knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I told you that was his favorite pizza. He's gonna go hunting for a Templars pizza now. That's gonna be literally his favorite pizza of all time. Do a collab with Ubisoft? Who, me? Oh, maybe one day. Oh man. But chat, is there anything else you guys want to talk about today before we move on? I am also thinking about, so when I game on this channel, unless it's like contractual, it kind of damages the channel. I'm thinking of starting a YouTube channel that's just for game streaming on its own. That will potentially replace one of these days. So it's just like a separate channel entirely. Any of you think that's any of you interested in watching games being streamed when news is dry? Something I've been thinking about doing. We would need about, I think it's what, 1,000 subs to get it monetized. You can't mix it, dude. That one is full on gacha now. And the gacha stuff that I'm posting on there is, you know, finally starting to catch on. It's hit and miss still, but the algorithm is finally starting to see my way after I've been battling with it for the past 2 months, 3 months. So I don't want to spring something into it and say, hey, here's a new wrench in the works, and then it breaks the algorithm again. So keeping something, and, you know, that one's kind of focused. So just something to think about. But yeah. God had a 67% revenue on PS5. Well, what did you think? It was free on Game. It was on Game Pass. Why would we pay? Look, why would anyone pay for something if you have it for free, Darren? Would you pay for your games if you're getting them for as part of your subscription service? If you can play a game on PS Plus, would you go and buy it? Which video is that? You said there's a Puerto Rock red? I guess we can look at one vid. As long as it's not too long. The fuck is wrong with this? I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. I wouldn't even get into. You bought Forza Horizon 5, which you can't play for free. You bought Oblivion, which you can't play for free. You bought Ninja Gaiden 2, which you can't play for free. You bought Indiana Jones, which you can't play for free. You bought Silk Song, which you can't play for free. So you haven't answered my question. Why would you pay for a game if it's on PlayStation Plus and you can play it for free? Man, what is it with you guys and wanting me to play MMOs with a fresh account? Do you know how much mental trauma that is going to be? Like, all I'm going to say is Hawaiian pizza is amazing, man. Ham and pineapple is just too good. But I like pineapple a lot. Hey, Lydian, what server you play on? You know what, Woodpit? I've never tried that. Unfortunately, my daughter doesn't eat bacon, so I can't get it on the pizza unless I buy myself a separate one. But it would be a fresh account. They want me to start from ground zero, not from a level 1 character. Susano, that's not anything bad at all. I know, I think Stevie's is the same. Ah, you're on Primal. Isn't that in Japan? Or is that US? I know it's definitely not EU. I'm on Light in Odin. turkey bacon then? Okay, that can work. Yeah, Steve does it all the time. Me, I play it on my Game Pass, I move on, and that's it. Now, the only time I do buy a game that's been on Game Pass, if I started playing it and then it came off of Game Pass, like, say, Persona 3. I've already got it saved. It's come off Game Pass. I couldn't finish it in time. I will go and buy the game. Eating pizza right now? Mate, this just turned into a food podcast. Oh. But yeah, I played through the latest expansion, and then I just took a massive hiatus. Although that final area, man, I don't know if you remember it, Lydia, but turning off those machines was actually quite soul draining. I didn't want to do it at the end. I know that they were all AI and they were all not real, but they felt, turning them off, literally deleting them was just, it felt wrong on so many levels. Yoshi and his team do know how to write a good story. Actually, Jesse, it is not. I may live in the UK, but my favorite dish is a Turkish dish. Let me see if I can find it for you. Man, I still can't believe how expensive this is. Just look at the price. £80 for a mini figurine of Y'shtola. I get it, it's Y'shtola, but I don't care. That's really expensive. Oh damn. What was I looking for? What was I looking for? Someone said for me to have a good night, Steve. Are you going to do a cooking stream? I can't cook, man. I never was able to cook, unfortunately. Oh, now I know what it is. All right. Why Muntad? I don't want it with Muntad. Just trying to find a good picture. This one will do. So that is my favorite food. It takes forever to make, and I appreciate every time the wife makes it, because there is a lot that goes into it. But it is so good. It's so good, chat. Nah, this is way better, Taz. Way better. That is Atelier Wrestleriana. It's available on PlayStation, Switch 2, and PC, Steam. Yes, it's a take on mac and cheese, but it is different. I mean, fish and chips is fine, but this is my favorite meal. We don't make it all the time. I mean, the heat coming out from the Xbox can probably heat it. Yeah, Tales of Resiana is another game I'm currently playing through at the moment. It's really fun, really good, and yes, your infinite storage is great. Apparently, I've been told that Atelier Sophia 2 is really good as well as the Riser series. Jesse, you can do what you want. I mean, only you won't see him, but then you won't have that problem. Darren, it is. Oh, I see. Not on Xbox. When you said about, I mistook what you said. No, the Atelier series is not on Xbox. So it's really weird because Tecmo decided that they're going to release an Atelier game. If you haven't seen it, Atelier Umia, which was a new game, and they released it on Xbox, and it didn't sell very well. It's really weird that they would go with Umia to test the Xbox landscape when everyone wanted Riser. And so, honestly, it was just a bad test of a game on Xbox. If they released Riser on there, it would have done so much better and would have actually introduced more people to the franchise. But Tecmo chose to go, honestly, the wrong way. And as a result, the game didn't sell very well. In fact, it didn't really sell well on any platform, not just Xbox. It didn't sell well on PlayStation. It didn't sell well on PC. It didn't sell well on Switch either, I don't think. So it was because they changed the way the game is actually played. They changed the battle system and everything. So, it was just a weird way to test the game when you change everything on a platform. Just release the game that everyone wants, which is Atelier Riser, and see how it sells. And they didn't do that. Yeah, but the problem is it didn't sell well anywhere. Not on PlayStation, not anywhere. So it's not even an Xbox thing. I mean, until next gen, Grey Manad, then Xbox will get everything. Woodpit, I liked it when the main character walks up to her when she sees her the first time and just grabs the ears. She gets so pissed off. Velveeta shells and cheese. I'll have to look into that. Did you get early access to Battlefield Chaos? I did not. I generally don't believe in early access. I think it's a scam. I know. People are going to disagree with me, and that's fine. I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say that I've never paid for early access. I have, right? Indiana Jones was probably the latest one that I actually paid for, but I just couldn't wait to play it, so I paid early for it. But then again, I paid out of Wowza for Indiana Jones. I paid for early access, and then I actually went and bought the collector's edition. But I am going to play it. I am going to play it. I am going to show you all of you my amazingly brilliant, Battlefield skills as I run through the trenches with my defibrillators and try to defeat everyone with just a defibrillator. Can't take away that play Lawrence made in the... Oh, that's not for me. Finish it, dude. It's such a good game. It was my game of the year. Indie was so amazing. How can you not finish it? That's so sad. But chat, I think I'm going to call it death. There's nothing else yet. And I will be back again on Thursday. Tomorrow I am going to be over at Twitch for those that care. I'm going to be playing probably Genshin, trying to finish off the remainder of the campaign, which has taken forever, but we're almost there. And yeah, Friday we're going to be doing a community night. Everyone's invited to join. We're going to be picking games that have a lot of player capabilities, like Among Us, Fall Guys, Friends with Golf. Games that allow for massive number of players to play. So if you're free, feel free to stop by. Picking bigger games so we can get more people involved. But folks, that is going to be it. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. I hope you've enjoyed the discussions. Thank you so much to everyone that's been supporting me in the videos over the past week. The views and everything have been really amazing. I really appreciate it. And those of you that have subscribed to the channel as well. We're getting really close to 8,000 subs, I believe it is now. We're getting really close. Yeah, we're not that far off. So, 10,000 is a possible reality by the end of the year. So thanks a lot. I really do appreciate it. Right, folks. I will see you all in the next one. Peace out. And as always, remain legend. And remember, folks, it ain't that deep. It's only video games. Just have fun. I'm out. Obviously, like and subscribe, though.